Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm JD and it has been 10, maybe almost 11 months since my last video here on YouTube. And yeah, a good friend of mine recommended I do a Where Have I Been video to kind of talk about where I've been and what's been going on. And I thought that'd be kind of cool to do and kind of combine with a 2022 in review kind of thing. So here we are. So 2022 has been an interesting year. I don't want to say it's not been a bad year. It's definitely had its ups and downs health-wise. And this is kind of the reason why I'm coming back and whatnot is I've been feeling better. I've been trying a bunch of different medications. At the beginning of the year, I went gluten and dairy free to help bring down my inflammation levels. I am now I've tried maybe 2 or 3 more medications since I last uploaded a video here, and so far this latest one seems to be doing the trick. However, I am not too thrilled with some of the side effects that I get from it. So I'm not going to go into too much detail with medical stuff and all that, but good news is that I am starting to get my energy back. I am starting to feel better. I don't know if it'll last. I don't know if this is gonna be it or whatnot, but so I am just kind of taking each day as it comes. And now that I'm finding that I have more energy, I am feeling called to make more content, not just with writing my books, but to write more for Medium and to film content for YouTube. I've missed you guys. I've missed doing this. So I don't want to make any promises or say, you know, I'm going to upload 3 times a week or anything like that. Hopefully you'll be seeing videos more regularly from me, but if I do go silent again, I give you fair warning. Over the past year, we've done quite a bit with my family and whatnot here. We built a room in for my son over our garage. I moved offices, as you can tell from my new setup. I am no longer downstairs. Unfortunately, that means I don't know. I had to trade. I had to trade my big, nice windows that looked out into the front yard and the forest that we live in for no windows. I have like one tiny little skylight up there, but I have a door. So that's nice. There's a door I can close to kind of help with phone calls and video recordings, and it feels a little more private and enclosed up here. So I've been able to work more and get some more stuff done. Let's see, we've traveled a bit with my family. My husband and kids and I, we went down to Florida for spring break to visit relatives that we hadn't seen since the start of the pandemic. Let's see, my husband and I went to Atlanta for a family wedding. We traveled to DC to visit my brother and his wife and more family friends over the summer. And for the holidays this year, we're traveling down to Florida again to visit family for Christmas. So I am super grateful that we've been able to do that. We have also traded in my husband's car. He had a Volkswagen R and we traded it in for a Volkswagen ID4. So this is our first electric vehicle, which is nice. Has been a nice, it's been a nice change to have, because we basically ended up changing our gas payment for a car payment. But because we drive so much within the city, it just made more sense to have an electric vehicle. So that makes me feel a little better to have. I'm not ready to give up my Atlas just yet, my Volkswagen Atlas. It'll be our travel car and just our local running around here, our second car basically. But so we've done that. We're also puppy sitting, in case you can hear him. Iroh's a big Burmese mountain dog, and he is so delightful, but he is very much a puppy and very, very energetic. We have some big plans for 2023. We have discussed moving overseas. I don't know if that will happen next year, but it is something on our future horizon. We have discussed moving, like I said, moving overseas, but also just traveling more as a family overseas as well. So hopefully I might have some more travel kind of vlogs up. I think that would be fun to do. Maybe something I'd like to do is kind of document a writer on the go, kind of like what I use to write and work on the go, like the gear I use, what bags I use, kind of, and where I set up shop to write and kind of and work. I know that's a little hard. I know it seems like a weird concept, because you know, a lot of times when people think of writers, you know, we're like sequestered in a little coffee shop, or we're at home hunched over our desks, and but more oftentimes there's other places that we tend to write. And I know I have written in places like on a Shinkansen. I have written on the floor of my son's school, like hallway. I've worked in waiting rooms, in my car, in the back of my Atlas. I will actually put up a desk and sit in the back of my Atlas like it's a mini camper office and work. And so it's interesting, but it's also fun to kind of see what I come up with to be able to get what I need done when I'm doing it. In fact, one of the things that's been holding me back from doing more video content and working here and putting videos up on YouTube is editing. I don't like editing very much. It's also hard for me to get the footage from, say, like my phone. I have to wait for it to upload to the cloud, then get it from the cloud to my desktop, to where I am then have to use a different software to edit it, and then I have to re-upload it, and it was such a hardship. There was so many barriers between me wanting to get it done and me actually getting it done. And one of the things I recently looked into doing is learning to edit videos on my phone. So hopefully, if all goes well, you are seeing this video after I have edited it on my phone and uploaded it to YouTube. So that means I'm cutting out so many of those steps. I'm also being able to move away from my desk, because working at my desk for long periods of time just does not, it's not healthy for me to sit that long in one place. I also just don't have time. I'm constantly interrupted. And when a lot of the times that I have to sit and work uninterrupted, I am not at my desk. I'm not even at home. So being able to edit on my phone is going to be a huge game changer, I hope. So that being said, okay, I've talked about kind of what my family's been up to and my health stuff. I know a big thing is my writing. The goal I set for myself for 2022 was to have 240 writing days. So basically, what I classified as a writing day was a day that I did at least one writing sprint, at least 20 to 30 minutes of writing time, and whether that was editing or drafting or plotting, 20 minutes at least that I devoted to writing of some form or kind. And I did that, but I did not, I don't have anything finished. I did not finish any new projects this year, and I feel kind of not sad about it, disappointed. That's not quite melancholy. I don't know. It's like I hit my goal. I did the 240 days of writing. I have not finished any new projects this year, or I haven't finished anything. Nothing is done. So that is it's this weird toss-up. Like, yes, I made my goal. I did more writing. I have improved my health to the point where I feel like I can be up and moving around. I'm not having really bad fatigue days anymore, but I have not completed anything. My current writing projects, I have been working on Wrath of the Gods for Wattpad. That is book 3. So I've got Legacy of the Necromancer and Legacy of the Necromancer and Will of the Witch. They got published, they're done. But Wrath of the Gods, book 3 of that series, is still in progress. And it is, bleh. I don't want to say it's giving me trouble because I know what happens. I know what needs to be written. But it's been giving me trouble. So usually that means there's something not quite right motivation wise with the characters or something like that. So I've been working on it, but I have also been uploading 1 to 2 sections of that as I finish them to Wattpad. I hope to increase that back to once a week eventually, but I have to get to a point where I am producing and writing enough to do that. So the other projects I have been working on, this one is very dear to my heart, but it is the American Blood. It is the American Blood, and I've been posting it to Kindle Vella, which is Kindle's serial platform. So it's kind of like Wattpad, but it's on Kindle, and you can get the chapters through Kindle. And American Blood is my urban fantasy. It's based on vampires, and it's the main character is this kid who's a hacker, and he gets kind of roped into, he pretty much falls down the rabbit hole into the vampire world. And the other main character is Reese, who is a vampire from the last true vampire clan. So he's kind of treated as a celebrity within the vampire world, and they end up teaming up together to kind of save each other, I guess is a good way to put it. So I have finished Frostbite, but I'm still working on edits and getting the last episodes up to Kindle Vella, and I have started writing the second book, the sequel, and I've started submitting that to my critique partner. So hopefully I will be getting that up in the new year as well. I did take part in National Novel Writing Month this year, and it is weird and surreal to kind of be back in person, but it was so much fun to kind of meet up with some of the older regulars that from pre-pandemic days and see them in person and catch up and see how everybody's been doing. It was also fun to meet a whole bunch of new people here in my region and write some words with them. Otherwise, I have also been writing on Medium, and I basically write about the same kind of stuff I post here on my YouTube channel. So content on writing, reading, and kind of general life mayhem, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't know. But if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, you might want to check out my Medium. I will have a link down below. And that's pretty much all I've been up to. I have been doing, I feel like my life has kind of just been a Groundhog Day kind of thing all over again, over again, over again. I get up, I focus on health stuff, I do my physical therapy, I take my meds, I take care of the kids, we go do all the kid activities and appointments, and I try to fit in my work where I can. And then by the end of the night, I also try to focus on self-care and getting the rest I need so I can get up the next morning and do it all again. But this is where I've been. I've been here. I just haven't been here on YouTube. But I would love to hear from you guys. I have missed you. I hope you all are doing well and you've had a great 2022. Comment below and let me know, what did you do this year? What are you the most proudest of accomplishing this year? Or you can also tell me what you're most looking forward to in 2023. But I hope you guys have been well, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, love, and happy writing, y'all. Bye.